Hello, San Angelo. We have a lot of news to get through today, starting with SAISD receiving their rating from the Texas Education Agency.
The San Angelo Police Department has clarified that there is no credible threat to Lakeview High School.
The Western Roundup is still looking for sponsorships.
Some area coaches have taken other jobs.
And there are a couple crime stories to get to. I'm James Bellini.
And I'm Tessa Koskovich.
Before the news, we have Jamal Schumpert in studio, who is running for City Council, and we'll get right into that interview after these messages from Jim Bass and Carpet Tech.
Save big on new and used cars and trucks at BassBunch.com.
When anyone needs a new car or truck, where do they go?
That's easy, BassBunch.com.
What? It's BassBunch.com.
Everybody knows BassBunch.com.
BassBunch.com. Did I hear right?
There's only one place, BassBunch.com.
If you want to save a bunch of money, the only place to shop is BassBunch.com.
My name is Cade Simmons. I'm the site manager here in San Angelo. What matters to our customers, I believe, is what we say is CT quality, CT experience, just making sure their needs are met, taking care of their home like it was ours. You just have to keep thinking of, it's never the wrong time to do the right thing. So just making sure you're taking care of what needs to be taken care of, and just knowing that they can rely on us, I think, matters to them a lot.
Welcome back, everybody. James Bellini here. We have Jamal Schumpert with us. He is running for City Council, SMD4. Mr. Schumpert, how are you doing today?
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good.
All right. Just kind of talk about yourself real fast. You said you weren't born in San Angelo, but you've been here for a while. You went to ASU. Kind of just talk about yourself for a second.
Oh, yeah. So I came to San Angelo with my younger brother who played football for Angelo State University. Okay. We came in 2010, and from 2010 to about 2017, I was in and out of school. I bounced around a lot of different jobs. I kind of understand how the wages are low, and some of the jobs aren't the best you want to take here. But it's opportunity here. That's the very least I can say. There wasn't much opportunity where I was from, so that's the kind of big difference is why I stayed here.
Does that kind of excite you about running for city council, that you might have an opportunity to bring in and attract some businesses to San Angelo?
Oh yes, it's very exciting. This is a very exciting time for San Angelo because we have the opportunity to go forward so much more than we have in the past, or we could stay the same. It's really our choice, really the people's choice. But yes, it is an exciting time for electrics in San Angelo, for road construction, for home construction, and believe it or not, what President Trump did may be controversial, but 20 years down the road, when we have all the manufacturers here, we could come back and do this again.
You're talking about the tariffs and everything.
Yeah. I know right now it's a little bumpy or whatnot, but if you listen to economists, I'm certified to teach economy.
Right.
First 10 years, extremely hard doing it this way. But 20, 30 years down the road, we're no longer asking anybody for any more products, and we're the supreme manufacturers. So, it kind of works out, just not right now.
I know Terry McKessica went up there for the inauguration. I said, hey, man, throw San Angelo some love to Elon Musk, tell him to build a Tesla factory here, which would be awesome, but it was more of just a jokey thing.
Well, honestly, we're right on that pathway with the I-27 corridor.
I was about to bring up the interstates.
Yeah, to come out of I-35. So he has his headquarters in Austin. What we need to do is get our people more interested in mechatronics, mechanical engineering, and things like that, because we'll be having to work on his robots. That's some of the products he makes. As far as the other products he makes is like chips. That's up in Abilene. We might can get some of that money, $500 billion. You sure we can't get a $1 billion chip factory down here or something? But yeah, there is quite a bit of money between us, from Austin to Abilene, or Austin all the way up to Canada, Mexico to Canada. We're in that trade route, so that is extremely exciting for us. And we don't have to change our culture for that. All we have to do is just change educational and training programs.
Education that kind of brings up the bond for SAISD, and we had to talk with Jerry Jenkins earlier. He talked about how it's all intertwined, all working together. You pass the bond for SAISD, that helps improve the teaching of the students. ASU benefits from that because they get better taught students. Or I'm not saying they're not well taught now, but you could advance things, and then you get better businesses coming to San Angelo. those people stay in San Angelo and they retain in San Angelo, and that just helps San Angelo grow even more because those businesses are coming to San Angelo.
Yeah. Like you said, the better the school, the quality of the education of the people, the better people want to look at it. And I was educated at San Angelo by Angelo State University, so I think I like to call myself a good product of San Angelo education.
Right.
Even though I have education everywhere, here is where I really grew to be a man and really understood what education can do for you in life.
Right now, we've had ASU on every week for a while now, and after talking with them, ASU is really a top-notch school.
Yeah.
It really is. Like, if you grew up here, you think, oh, ASU, it's a D2, it's a small San Angelo school, but it really is a fantastic university.
Oh yeah, I'll debate anybody over that. Harvard, Princeton, any of those Ivy Leagues, Columbia, Dartmouth, any day I'll debate them with my D2 education and beat them. I promise you I could.
All right. Say you get elected to city council. What does your first 90 days look like?
Oh, my first 90 days, it'll be a lot of sitting and, I guess, watching the budgets and making sure that the money is going to places it's supposed to be. So we'll have the enterprise workshop. We'll have other budget workshops we have to go over. A lot of grindy, boring business, basically. But to me, it's exciting. I get to see the numbers. I get to see who spends this, who spends that, and I get to tell the people that, most of all. So I'll be prepared to be able to tell you who's spending money here, who's spending money there. Is this a waste of money or is this a waste of money? I'll be that type of city council member to be able to tell you, hey, I don't think this is a good idea. What do you think about it?
All right. That kind of brings up a little bit of transparency. It seems like you want to be more transparent. Anything you're feeding money into, tax dollars, you want to know where that money's going. Is that something that you see needs to change city council? They need to be more transparent?
Yeah, I think they need to be more transparent, but sometimes that transparency, I think it's a gap. Maybe they don't know which questions to ask, because everybody on city council has their certain skill that they was best at in life. If they were all best at every skill, then they would ask the right questions all the time, and then those directors would be put on the spot to say, hey, this money is for this. Sometimes it's a good reason. I'm not gonna lie, I've asked the questions, and sometimes they come back like, hey, that's a good way to spend money, but sometimes it's been highly questionable. Like, we spent $30,000 on a pipe and loop system for a bank. We gave it to them. They just asked for it, and we gave it to them. At that same meeting, it enforced the removal of someone on their lands at the lake. So we own the lake land, but they owned the home, and they hadn't paid. I think it was $6,000 or $7,000 in a year or two, and we evicted them. So that's not to say that the $30,000 was wrong. But what about the $7,000 that we kicked somebody out of their house for? We just gave 30 on one hand, and then we just, 7 enforcement.
Right.
So that's the type of things that kind of bother me, and people don't really.
That bothers me too, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
just hearing about that does kind of. Yeah, you couldn't give them a break over.
Yeah, it's a $7,000 break.
I know it's $7,000, but you can make payments or something. You make an arrangement for that. $30,000 is a little bit more difficult to make an arrangement for, type of thing. Yeah, and I know that they gave it to them, but
yeah, they just gave it to the bank. But it leads into a bigger problem. Why are we forcing people at the lake out of their homes? Like, this has been a thing that's happened over the last year. Is because we put a lot of money into the lake, but that's not transparent. You're not telling people at the lake, hey, we're going to put all this money in here, we're going to enforce this, and we're going to end up kicking you out. If you told them that, they would have probably told you they didn't want two case pipes down in Lake Nasworthy. So it's a lot of history that has to be retaught to the new generations in San Angelo. We didn't really know about that. We'd have to look it up and read it, and that's what I did.
All right. I will say the city council meetings are public. You can go to them. They're online, so you can go ask questions if you are that spurred on about something to go up there and talk to your city council people about. Yeah. All right, Mr. Schumpert, I'm going to hand it over to you. Is there anything that you wanted to bring up, maybe that we didn't discuss?
I really don't want to bring up anything, but I do want to say this. It's a kind of a quote I live by, and I've learned it out here. How you treat the least of thee is how you'll treat me. And I learned that going to church out here, and I'll just like to leave everybody with that. That's it.
All right. So May 3rd, election comes around. Vote for Jamal Schumpert, SMD4. Mr. Schumpert, thank you for coming in today.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Back to you guys. In news today, San Angelo ISD received a D rating from the Texas Education Agency for the 2022-2023 school year due to missing grade data from Lakeview High School, which the district says was a reporting error. Superintendent Dr. Christopher Moran says the district would have scored a C if the data had been included and has since appealed the rating and submitted corrections. The Texas Education Agency delayed releasing the ratings due to litigation, and new scores won't come out until August of this year. SAISD says it has added data safeguards and made instructional improvements.
While on the subject of schools, the San Angelo Police Department received a phone calls about a possible threat to Lakeview High School. Before we get any further into the story, there is no credible threat to Lakeview at this time. A post prompted several concerning phone calls, and after looking into it, the SAPD, SISD teachers, and students were not in any danger. The incident involved a student and a vape, with no weapons were involved.
On May 10th, the Western Roundup is bringing big names like Shane Smith and the Saints, Cody Cannon the Departed, and Dylan Wheeler to the River Stage, along with Shay Abshire and the Night Howlers, Gage and the Grease Monkeys, and Tristan Graves. They are still looking for sponsorships, and if you'd like to sponsor this awesome event, contact Deborah Friend at 325-656-1353. This is going to be really awesome.
It's going to be a huge event.
No, it is, and they still have some VIP tickets available, and of course, all the proceeds are going to five local people who are battling cancer: Carly Joe Johnson, Connor Barnes, Ray Cook, Robert Laster, and Mallory Campos. We did receive word that Carly Joe is cancer-free. Thank goodness.
Which is so amazing. And I don't know if you guys have ever had to fight with insurance over getting a prescription covered. Try getting one singular $22,000 injection covered that they have to get.
No, they were talking
bi-weekly.
about. Yeah, they were talking about just the cost of these injections was ridiculous. And if you don't have insurance, they're just going to leave you outside the hospital, probably.
Yeah. Well. In crime, 61-year-old Bradley Mitchell was arrested for sexually abusing a young teenager. The child said the assaults happened at his residence and that several assaults occurred. Mitchell was arrested on April 22nd, 2025, and at this time, he is still an inmate in the Tom Green County Jail, being held on a $150,000 bond.
And out of Brown County, Andrew Vidovich has been indicted on intoxication manslaughter charge after he allegedly crashed his motorcycle with his wife, killing her. According to reports, Vidovich veered off the road on FM 3021. His wife, Marty Vidovich, was pronounced dead at the scene, and Andrew was taken to Hendricks Medical Center in Brownwood for non-incapacitating injuries.
Call an Uber.
Call an Uber. That's the safest way to get home.
There's been plenty of bikers I've spoken to over the years who say 2 people on a bike, if you get into an accident, the person on the back is gone. Right. If you're drinking and driving and that happens, the odds are just that much slimmer.
Well, and with Uber and Lyft now, and there are still taxi services, just call someone. Call one of your friends. Call somebody. They will get you home safe. Do you want this one, right? You want me to take this one?
You can take it.
All right. And several area coaches have taken other jobs. Sterling City's coach DJ Howell left the Eagles for Fort Stockton. Cristobal's girls basketball coach Brad Blaylock took a job in Granbury, and Winters head coach and athletic director Matt McCarty took a job at New Home. Also, Mason is looking for a new coach as Michael McLeod has left.
We'll get into that. We'll get into weather right after a word from Jay Chandler.
It's hard to believe how reckless some people can be and how hard they fight against real victims. You need a partner who consistently beats the giants and who will never, ever flinch.
Into weather, we'll get a break on Sunday from the storm weather, but those chances return on Monday. Right now it's overcast and 78 with a high of 84 and a low tonight at 63. There's a 30% chance of thunderstorms tonight as well. Tomorrow will be mostly sunny with a high of 87 and a low at 61. We have a 20% chance of thunderstorms tomorrow that continue into Saturday morning.
Over the weekend, we have a 30% chance of storms on Saturday afternoon. The high will be 84, and that 30% chance sticks around until Saturday night, where the low will be 62. Sunday, the high will be 88, and the low Sunday night will be 65. And you can expect some clouds to roll in that night as well.
Monday will be mostly cloudy with a high of 87. Then Monday afternoon, we have a slight chance of thunderstorms. The good thing is, over the next few days, the winds will not get above 20 miles an hour.
Thank goodness.
Yeah,
Thank goodness.
Hopefully it gets a little wetter out there, so even if they do.
Well,
not going to be as brown.
Not going to be as windy. So, we'll be right back after this quick word from Condos, Diamonds, and Coins.
When it comes to unique pieces you can't find anywhere else, Condos, Diamonds, and Coins is your one-stop shop. With over 24 years in the diamond and coin industry, Condos, Diamonds, and Coins is West Texas's choice for diamonds, jewelry, coins, silver, and gold. Owner Bill Cano stands by his work and offers free consultations, including estate jewelry. Don't just trust anyone with your valuables. Come see the staff at Cano's at 1016 West Beauregard in San Angelo.
Thank you for watching the Live Daily News Show,
the only locally owned news show in the Contra Valley.
Go like us on Facebook, X, and other social media platforms.
And download the San Angelo Live mobile app. For the live team, I'm James Bellini.
And I'm Tessa Koskovich.
And we'll see you tomorrow.